Most people believe their life is controlled by circumstances. They blame the economy. They blame bad luck. They blame difficult people. They blame the past. But very few people stop long enough to ask a dangerous question. What if the greatest force shaping my life is not outside me, but inside me? Because whether you realize it or not, your subconscious mind is constantly working. It is listening. It is recording. It is learning. And most importantly, it is obeying. The subconscious mind is like fertile soil. It does not care whether the seed is fear or confidence. It does not care whether the seed is weakness or strength. It does not care whether the seed is truth or limitation. It simply grows whatever is planted repeatedly. This is why many people remain trapped in cycles they do not understand. They say they want success, but deep inside, they have rehearsed failure thousands of times. They say they want confidence, but their subconscious has spent years listening to self-doubt. They say they want peace, but every day they feed anxiety, comparison, and fear. Then they wonder why their life reflects those patterns. The subconscious does not respond to wishes. It responds to repetition. That is one of the hardest truths most people never learn. You do not become what you desire. You become what you repeatedly think, repeatedly believe, and repeatedly practice. That is why weak thinking is dangerous. Every time you tell yourself you are incapable, your subconscious listens. Every time you say, I will never succeed, your subconscious listens. Every time you accept excuses instead of responsibility, your subconscious listens. And over time, those thoughts become instructions. The tragedy is that many people are unknowingly programming their own limitations. They spend years speaking weakness over themselves, years rehearsing fear, years expecting disappointment. Then they call the result bad luck. But the subconscious mind was simply following the instructions it received. A man who constantly tells himself he is powerless eventually becomes powerless. A man who constantly focuses on obstacles eventually sees obstacles everywhere. A man who trains his mind to expect defeat often finds it. Not because life is against him, but because his subconscious was trained to look for confirmation of what he already believed. This is why mental discipline matters, because your mind is always listening, even when nobody else is. Every thought leaves a mark. Every habit leaves an imprint. Every repeated action becomes part of your identity. And identity is powerful. People rarely rise above the identity they have accepted internally. If your subconscious sees you as weak, you will act weak. If your subconscious sees you as a victim, you will think like a victim. If your subconscious sees you as disciplined, resilient, and capable, your behavior begins to change. The battle is not just external, it is internal. Most people are fighting life while ignoring the programming inside their own minds. And here is another hard truth. Your subconscious does not understand the difference between a real threat and an imagined one. If you spend all day imagining failure, your body responds as if failure is already happening. If you constantly rehearse fear, your nervous system begins living inside that fear. This is why overthinking is so destructive. Many people suffer more in imagination than they do in reality. They create storms in their minds and then wonder why they feel exhausted. The subconscious cannot thrive in constant negativity. What you repeatedly expose yourself to eventually becomes part of your internal world. This is why your environment matters. The conversations you listen to matter. The content you consume matters. The people around you matter. Everything is shaping your subconscious. Everything is teaching it something. The question is, what are you teaching it? Are you teaching it fear or courage, excuses or responsibility, weakness or resilience? Because every day, whether you realize it or not, you're casting votes for the person you will become. And perhaps the greatest mistake people make is waiting for motivation. Motivation is temporary. The subconscious responds to consistency, not intensity, consistency. A disciplined action repeated long enough becomes automatic. A repeated thought becomes a belief. A repeated belief becomes a reality. That is why self-control is so important. A weak mind obeys every emotion. A strong mind trains its subconscious through repeated discipline. The weak man says, "I don't feel like it." The disciplined man says, "It must be done." One follows feelings. The other builds identity, and identity always wins. Another hard truth is this: your subconscious remembers what your conscious mind forgets. It remembers every promise you broke to yourself, every excuse, every delay, every moment you chose comfort over growth. That is why confidence cannot be built through words alone. Confidence comes from evidence. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your subconscious records it. Every time you act with discipline, your subconscious records it. Every time you do what is difficult instead of what is easy, your subconscious records it. And slowly, a new identity begins to form. Not because you force confidence, but because you earned it. Many people want to change their lives overnight, but the subconscious changes through repetition. The same way weakness was learned, the same way fear was learned, the same way self-doubt was learned. Strength can be learned. Discipline can be learned. Resilience can be learned. The mind is always adapting. The question is whether you're adapting intentionally or accidentally. Life becomes different when you understand this. You stop blaming circumstances. You stop waiting for rescue. You stop hoping someone else will change your future. Instead, you begin training the one thing you can control: your mind. And when your mind changes, your actions change. When your actions change, your habits change. When your habits change, your life changes. This is why the greatest investment is not money. It is mental discipline. Because a disciplined mind can rebuild after failure. A disciplined mind can survive hardship. A disciplined mind can endure storms that destroy weaker people. Hard times will come. Pain will come. Loss will come. Disappointment will come. No one escapes life without struggle. But your subconscious determines whether struggle becomes your prison or your teacher. The person who trains their mind learns from hardship. The person who neglects their mind is crushed by it. So guard your thoughts carefully. Guard your habits carefully. Guard your attention carefully. Because your subconscious is always listening, always recording, always learning. And whether you know it or not, it is quietly creating the future you will eventually live.